Let's see. Okay, now it's recording. Okay, perfect. Okay, well, hello everyone. And happy Monday and welcome to our Monday night meeting. So hopefully Nicole can join soon. So she can't really talk. I guess she's on in a car right now. But so she just wanted me to talk about kind of like the topic tonight is about finding balance between like our life and our business and the things that we love to do and how like we kind of like find that balance to be able to like dedicate time, and then also about like not necessarily like comparing ourselves to others, and I know like that's super hard with like social media, and like seeing like other girls getting to like the next level or like getting like I don't know, like that bonus or, whatever it may be. And I know it's like really hard to like, not compare ourselves because like we want to get that as well. But finding like a way to like not necessarily like compare ourselves and just know that like we're on our own path and like we have to, respect ourselves enough to like know that like we are on whatever path that may be. And like, just because we have one bad day or one bad week or whatnot, doesn't mean that like that dictates, our entire, course of a year or whatever it may be. So as far as like finding balance, how do all of you, you can go like one at a time and then popcorn to someone else. How do you find balance between like, dedicating like time to like yourself, your family, things that you love to do, but then also dedicating time to your business? Like what, maybe tips that you do or use, or, how do you like really find that balance throughout your life? Because I feel like every day is just about like a balancing act between like all the responsibilities that we have, and then also like finding time to like grow ourselves personally and within our business. And that's what happens when you're an entrepreneur. Like you have to like really dedicate time, because it's not like a traditional job where like you just go and work and get paid versus like you have to put in the time and effort to get the money. So how do all of you find balance in your life? So I'll go to Jessica first because she was one of the newest people on our team. So go for it.
I think it's still ongoing for me how to find balance because I also work from home. I'm a consultant for architecture firm, so I have to balance how to kind of bounce between that and now with the Arbonne stuff. So I don't know. I feel like some days I'm really good at it. Some days I feel like, okay, if I just devote like 15-20 minutes to one thing and solely one thing, and then take like a 10-minute break and then switch over to another thing, like that seems to work. And other days it's a struggle. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out how it's gonna work best for me. But I feel like the time that I would normally take just to scroll my social media feeds just for fun, I start to like think, oh well, like the thought creeps into my head, oh, like I can be working on like what I want to post next, and so it's just finding those little like light bulb moments, I guess, and then running with it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I think like there's never going to be like a right equation or like a right or wrong answer to like how you find balance, but like, it's always nice to know like how others kind of like find the balance in their own life to like be able to like share like, the tips and tricks of like how it works for you. Cause like, we're all in this together, and like, instead of like continuously reinventing the wheel, like, why don't we just like learn from what other people are doing and maybe just like not not reinvent the entire thing, but like just like take bits and pieces and make it into our own. And I'll say like that definitely like comes out in like the reach outs too. Like there's no wrong or right way to like reach out to someone. You kind of have to just like find the balance of like, how does that work for you? And like, how can you put it into your own words versus like how someone else may have done it in the past.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, you pick who goes next.
Oh, let's see. I'll popcorn it to Millie.
Hello. All right, so I feel like I'm kind of like in the same boat with Jessica as far as trying to figure out balance, because right now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've kind of like been like really spotty as to when I like post stuff or when I'm actually like doing Arbonne. And Amy, you know this, because I've like been trying to like figure out how to get myself back into the groove.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly I still haven't really figured out my groove yet.
Okay.
And I think it was on Friday, we were supposed to have our team meeting, and then Nicole had us write down like 10 reasons why we feel like, or 10 reasons why we're being held back from like growing our business or like promoting to the next level. And for me personally, I think it's because I'm really tired. I've like been tired like with my full-time job, and like I don't know if you guys have heard Rachel Hollis's one of her podcasts, but it said you can't be brave when you're tired. And lately I've been just in a whirlwind of exhaustion, like with my full-time job, that I'm just like, I just want to take a nap. Like I just, you know, you fall into that, and I'm like, right now I'm just kind of trying to like get myself out of that to really just work on my business. And it's hard, like trust me, like it's been difficult. Like there's days where I'm like, okay, yes, I'm gonna like post and I'm gonna do all this, and then the next day I'm like, God, I don't know what I'm doing, you know? Like, and it's so hard, but it's going back through like all the personal development, going back through like all the trainings, and then like re-looking and revisiting like your why to get you pumped up and going again. Like, okay, well, I'm tired, but let me like, in order for me to not be this tired, I have to do this for like the time being. So that's what I'm kind of trying to like get my balance back on. But other than that, it's still a work in progress, and I'm trying, and I'm really, really trying to get myself out of it. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Awesome.
Let me see who else is on here. Let me popcorn Angela.
Hey guys. So where did I begin? I'm sure you guys noticed that I haven't really been posting that much about Arbonne. I still am, but it just where I talked about where I feel like I'm right back starting from the beginning, because a lot happened and I'm just feeling like depressed, like in a way, and it's just, I don't know, it's just like I need to find a way to start reaching out to people, and I kind of am starting to reach out to people, but it just, I need to find that balance and that momentum to start doing it again. And it just all goes back to like the whole like mindset thing, where I'm like sucked into this deep dark hole, and I just feel like if I can't help myself, how can I help anyone? So it just all goes back to the whole mindset thing that you said for it. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, both you and Millie, I mean, like, I don't check up on you guys, but like, I do notice that, like, you know, there's like not as much like consistency, I would say. And I like think like one of the like the tips that Nicole gave me that was like really good is like, no matter what people say or think, the more you post, the more you're like consistent, and like people just know that like you haven't given up, you're still doing it, like it's constantly like in their face. And whether like someone like said no originally, like the more they see it, the more they can't avoid it. And eventually like that no can turn into a yes, or like a maybe, or like I'll take a look at it. And so I'll say that like consistency is huge with like this business especially, but just like in general with business, because if you just like stop doing it one day, you know, maybe like one day is not like a huge deal breaker, but like if you stop doing it for like a few days here, a few days there, like, and then you just all of a sudden pop out, like it may confuse people, like, oh wait, she's doing it again, like, wait, is she, like, I don't know. So like I personally, like, I always try to post like at least one thing. So like whether it's like the 30-day challenge, or like right now, like it's the whole thing for the skincare because the Genis is going out of stock. So like pushing that really hard. Or just like showing like on Saturday I worked a wedding. So like, of course my whole feed was more about the wedding, but like I did the whole thing of like, I have my water bottle with me and it's full of like fizz sticks. And it's like, okay, like wedding day fueled by fizz, like super easy, super simple, but like it gave people like a taste of like, okay, she's doing her wedding, but she's also still doing this as well. So just like kind of like how could you incorporate it more into your life, like your daily life? Like if you're out and about and you get a Starbucks, like, you know, show that like you're adding a fizz to it instead of like doing like a traditional Starbucks drink. So I would just say like finding the balance and then having consistency, but also like just finding ways to like naturally add it into your life. Like it doesn't have to be a whole like, oh shoot, I need to post right now. Like just think about like how can it be naturally added into your day. So, but you guys are doing great. Keep it up. And Des, I think you're the last one.
Hello.
Hello.
I feel like we're all pretty much, or most of us are on the same page where we have to find that balance again. Because I struggle with that a lot. Like I find myself, yeah, like what Jessica was saying, like scrolling through Instagram, just, you know, just for fun, or, you know, like during your free time. And like, I do think to myself too, like it's a time where I could be working on my business, but instead I'm like watching others, like how they run their business, you know, like I look up to like other Arbonne people and I'm like, like I find like inspiration, but like I want to like, you know, be consistent with what we should be doing, you know. I don't know, I need to practice being more consistent, especially with like the what's it called, non-negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
So like reaching out to like, I don't know, 10 people or like 15, because honestly I can't even do that in a day. Like, I mean, I don't find myself doing that, which I should, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of on that boat too. So, but you know, and also like just looking at the calendar, like, you know, we have a week and a half. It just makes me so nervous. But like, honestly, that's a lot of time. You know, we still have time to reach PM, but you know, just keep, you know, keep that that motivation. I don't know, find that inspiration to just keep going. Like, don't even look at the numbers, just keep going. Like, don't even think about how many people, just you know, talk to, like, help as many people as you can without even looking at the numbers. I don't know, that's how I'm trying to do it. Yeah, so that's all.
No, I love that because like I think if like we get too bogged down by like numbers and it's like, okay, did I hit my number today? Did I hit like my whatever number you set out? But if you're just like, I'm just gonna keep doing it until I feel satisfied with myself, like, and maybe that is only 10 people, like that's what makes you feel satisfied that day. And then the next day, maybe it's 20 people, like that's what gets you satisfied. Maybe the other day, like Millie, you're tired after work, maybe 2 people is like what gets you satisfied. Like, so I think like instead of like necessarily worrying about like the number, like, oh shoot, I need to do 10 messages like before I go to bed, like just think about the amount of people. Cause I feel like if you take more time to like nurture the relationship with people and like make like the reach out more like personable and more like you're talking to a human versus like I just got to send a bunch of messages, like I have a feeling that like you're going to get way more responses, because I noticed that a lot with myself. Like after I just like stopped sending just like generic messages, and I actually like catered them more to like what they're doing in their life. And I looked through their Instagram and said like, okay, what do they do in their life? Like, what are they looking for? And I'll say like, if you're like scrolling through stories or like on, you know, page or post, and like you see them mention something like anything like, oh, like I drank a lot this past weekend, like I need a detox, like save that post. Like if you're not ready to like reach out to them at that point in time, like save it and like bookmark it in your collections, and then go back to it. And then you have a reference of that post to be able to go back and be like, hey, I saw your most recent post about like looking for a detox. Like, you know, here I am offering you this amazing thing. Same thing with like people that are getting married. I'm always like, okay, they want to get into the best shape of their life. Like I can offer that to them. Or maybe they're going on vacation soon, or maybe they just got back from vacation. So I would say like, that was something that Nicole also taught me, was like sometimes when she's just scrolling through Instagram, like you said, Jessica, and like instead of like just scrolling, like just start bookmarking posts, even like screenshotting people's stories of like what they're doing. And then when you are ready to like really like go all in and like do reach outs, then you have this whole collection in your Instagram all ready to go of like people to reach out to, versus like, okay, I got to find people. Like, how do I do this? Like, and so you have your collection kind of already built out for when you're ready to do it. Because I know personally, like there's sometimes during the day where I'm on my Instagram, but I'm not ready to like actually do that reach out at that point in time. Like I have to like kind of get in like a mental space to do it. And I have to like kind of be ready to do it. And sometimes I'm not. So like I just bookmark it and I like, no, I'll get to it later. So I know balance is hard. I've had to like really figure it out on myself too, about like balancing like my two businesses, and then also like things that I have to do personally. And I'll say like, you know, you have to find what works for you. Like what works for me, like can work for you, but I think you need to personally find what really works for you. So like all of you kind of had similar answers, but you also had very different answers too about what really works for you. So I think you need to find what works personally for you, but then also use the team as a resource, because that's what we're here for. So that is balance. And it's a never ending conversation topic, because it's always going to be like, how do we find balance with ourselves and our business? And there's always going to be ways to like figure it out better or differently. So never ending process. So the other topic that I wanted to touch on is the whole comparing ourselves to other people. So I know like all of you are trying to go DM this month, and I know it is the 22nd now, right? My own, yeah, 22nd. And that date can be kind of daunting because it's, you know, not very many more days in the month. And it's like that whole like, crap, how many more days do I have? How many more kits do I have to sell? How many more reach outs do I have to do? And it kind of gets daunting. And then you go on Instagram the next day and you see this girl getting her DM bonus. You're like, what the hell? Like, why can't I do that? So as much as I know we all like look up to like, you know, the Annie Graf, Peyton, like all those girls, definitely look up to them and like see like what they're doing and like how you can kind of like add that into your own personal story. But also try not to pay attention to like, I would say like the noise, because everyone is on their own path. And like, yes, there are some people that go to the top within a year, and there's some people it takes them 3 or 4 years, sometimes even like longer. And that's just the path that you're on. And I would try really hard not to like blame yourself. Like if you, for worst case scenario, you guys don't hit DM this month, like please do not blame yourself. Like don't get into like that position of like, oh my God, I failed, because you didn't fail. You know, maybe it wasn't the right time. Maybe next month you're going to have like an outpouring of people that want to support you because of all the seeds that you planted this month. And you're just going to have an influx. Like you just never know, what is kind of happening like under the surface and behind the scenes. So I know that comparing ourselves to other people is really hard not to do, because I definitely do it. I'm like, well, how the hell did that person get there in 10 months? And I'm like, what's going on? So has there, and you don't have to share if this doesn't like pertain to you, but has there been like a moment like this month or last month or just in general where you have compared yourself to someone, and like, how did you kind of like deal with that situation? And how did you kind of like come out of the other side, like better or worse, or however you want to explain it? I know I'm asking super hard questions. I'm also super exhausted right now, so I'm like falling asleep.
Wait, Amy, can you say that one more time, please?
Yeah. So has there been like a situation in the last, like this month or last month, where you have compared yourself to someone, either on our team or on Instagram in general, and it's gotten you like really down? And how did you kind of like deal with that? And how did you like get yourself to the other side of like, I'm okay, don't need to compare myself? No one?
I guess I'll go.
Okay.
So I think the situation for me was, I think I've told this like probably like a few times, and I think Amy, you heard me cry about this on like one of our so I'm gonna say it again, because it's like, I think that's how I got to where I'm at now, and I'm still working my way out of it.
Okay.
But it was the month, was it that month?
Was it May?
I don't know.
It was June. Yeah, it was June. Yeah.
Was it June?
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah.
when I came like literally a sneeze away from hitting DM, and then I like, that day was just so exhausting. We were like all on the phone, all doing our reach outs up until like right before the clock hit midnight, and then we were just trying to like go hard for like the last hour, and literally this close to hitting DM, and then didn't hit DM that month. So it's getting so close, and then you don't get it, and then you're just like, wow, like you're literally like right there, and then like you just couldn't make that last little bit of it to like finally get there. And then like the next month, literally like we had to like, or for me, like had to pack on like an extra, I think like 1,500 to hit DM.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of like getting like the 6,000, it was 7,500.
Yeah.
So then like what I hit in like 3 days to like hit DM, like if I were to hit DM that month, like I had to get that same amount that I was like about to finish like the next month. And then the next month was just like a horrible month for me. So like you get to that point, and then you have to like literally like kind of like start all over, and then like now like start all over again. So
yeah,
it's just kind of like you get into like this thing, and then you go down because like you see everybody else like promoting, and then you see everybody else getting like their promotions, and then you're still stuck like reaching for that same goal like day in and day out until like it finally comes. So it's kind of my little downfall, but it's kind of, you kind of got to look at it and be like, okay, well, either I didn't go hard enough, or I didn't go hard at the time I really needed to, and I waited till like the last bit. So it's kind of like you really have to learn to look back and like learn at like what you did and like what went wrong and where it went wrong. So I'm kind of there, and then I'm like working my way out. So
yeah,
catch me soon. I'll be there. I'll be with y'all.
Well, how close are you right now to DM now? What
it's been a horrible month, I will say. It's been like another horrible month. Work has really been stressing me out, but I'm trying to get like more energy. Like even 3 fizz sticks a day is it's not cutting it anymore. Like that's how bad it is. But I mean, I'm still using my like everything Arbonne. Like it's literally like I haven't switched out of my brand of Arbonne. Like it's literally what I use, what I drink every day. So, I mean, my skin's still glowing.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I mean, that's, I don't know. It's just, you have to use it, like,
Oh, yeah.
and live it every day, you know, like even on like the hard days, like people
Mm-hmm.
still see me carrying around my Arbonne bottle, like
Yep.
all this. Like I was like, nope, still doing it. Sorry.
Yep. Every day. I mean, just think about like, I always think about like if like Nicole had like said no or like quit, like none of us would be here. So it's like even like in like the most like awful months or like the most daunting days, like you just have to think like there's a reason that like we're still doing this, and like you just don't know what's going to happen like tomorrow or the next day, and you just have to keep going, because like what you are doing like is secretly helping someone else. You just don't know it because like they haven't reached out yet, and they haven't approached you yet, but like they're watching. Because like I literally will like look at like who's viewing my stories, and it's the same people. So like I'm like, I know y'all are interested. I know you literally view my story every single day. So it's kind of like, why haven't you reached out? But like also I'm like, maybe you need to take your time to do it because like you're just not ready yet. But like it's literally the same, like I would say the same 50 people every single time. Then there's like the random people that like add themselves in every so often. But it's like literally this group of like 50 people that I'm like, I see you. Like I know you're watching. So like I'm here whenever you're ready. Yeah. And I'd say you have to live it. Like you have to, like, if you're committed and like you've already changed over to like everything, like you just have to commit and just like keep going. Because the second you back off, the second you go back to like the old stuff, like you have truly just like given up on like yourself. And like, even if your business is not doing good, just don't give up on yourself, like internally, and like the products that you use. So, because you never know who's watching.
One last thing.
Yeah, of course.
One last thing. So you were like touching on it earlier. You're like, just make sure you don't like compare yourself and like, or don't look at like what works for me may not work for you. So like this kind of brings me back to the training that I did probably like in June, maybe late May. I don't remember. But like we say, like there's one business model, but what works for somebody, or like what works for somebody like does not work for somebody else. So it's like it's not a one-way fits all. Like you literally will find what works for you, and that may not be what Amy's doing, that may not be what Desiree's doing, that may not be what Jessica's doing, that may not be what I'm doing or what Angela's doing. Like you literally are going to find your vibe and you're going to go with it. So embrace like the journey that you're on, and embrace like the business that you're growing and who you are becoming because of it. So don't ever like be discouraged or be brought down, because there are others around you that are looking up to you, and just make sure you're not falling backward, just fail forward. That's what I said in my training. So yes, like I kind of had to like reread my training like 5 times. I'm like, I got to do that. I got to be that. Like literally just listen to what I just poured out into that training like a month and a half ago, probably. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You always, if you have to like go back and like reread stuff, go back and re-listen to stuff, and just like remember like, why did that make you feel so good the first time around? And like, why are you revisiting it now? So, like if you have to like re-listen to like all the trainings from GTC, and like, I mean, I think they're all online now for like everyone to look at. So like, go back and like listen to it again, like watch it again, and just like get like that feeling again of like, okay, I remember how I felt then, like this is why I did that, so like I'm gonna keep doing it because of that. So great story, Millie. Maybe you need to do another training. Maybe that'll fire you up again.
Okay, I want to share now.
Okay, go for it.
Well, you guys said that you guys reread or went back to like, you know, okay. So I don't know if you guys saw it. My most recent post on Instagram, I wrote like this long caption about like why we shouldn't care about what people think or whatever. I just want to read that really quick in case, I don't know, maybe not everyone saw it.
Yeah, go for it.
Just a reminder, and also for myself too. So my caption said, "Why do we tend to care so much about what other people think of us? Are you worried they might judge you? Are you worried they'll talk behind your back, or maybe you think their opinions are worth more than your own. Are those people and their opinions adding value or happiness in your life? If there's something you've been wanting to do or pursue, but you're afraid that others don't support it, why are you letting them stop you? Why are you letting them hold you back? If they're not being supportive of you or can't appreciate who you are or what you're doing in life or don't agree with your decisions, then why surround yourself with them? There's like so many questions to really think about. And I said, all I want to say is to love yourself, trust yourself, and follow your heart. You do you. Truth is, only you can make yourself happy. Only you know what you truly desire, what you truly want to do, and what makes you feel fulfilled in life. Even if it's maybe out of the norm of what everyone else is doing, you know, you are unique and you're so special. And honestly, if people talk crap about you, let them. When people try to tear you down or hurt you, it's from something they feel they're lacking from within themselves. It's not you. It has nothing to do with you. So don't mind them, and their opinions of you does not matter. Find your circle, your small circle, your go-to person, a community of people who will only lift you up, just like us, you know, our community. And find people who make you feel happy to be around. It sounds harsh, but honestly, who cares what people think? Who cares what people think? Just be you. And, you know, just be happy. Feel free. Like, I believe in you. We believe in each other. There are certain people in your life that believe in you. We got this. And yeah, I just wanted to share this in case anyone else struggles with fear of judgment. And it's a reminder for myself as well. So that's what I posted on Instagram. And I don't know, like one day, like I was like thinking to myself, why am I so scared? Like I've always thought to myself, like, why, like, it's so hard for me to put myself out there. Like, I don't like being in front of the camera. Like, I'm always the person behind the camera or like, you know, just behind the scenes. But, you know, like Arbonne's really like helping me like put myself out there.
That's great. No, I really want to steal your post. Like, it's just like everything I've ever wanted to say. So if I happen to repost it, I'll give you credit. But yeah, no, it was a great post, and I think like everyone needs to hear it. I think you should post it in our group chat again, like Monday night motivation. And like post it for everyone that's like not on the call and like maybe didn't see it or just needs to see it again. And you can even condense it if you want to and just like add certain parts, but definitely like great share. And I think like everyone just needs to remember that, like, and like people always say like, you know, people's judgments don't pay your bills. So like, it doesn't matter what people think, like it matters how you feel and what you want to do with your life. And like, there's going to be haters no matter what, no matter what you do in life. Like, even if like you move to a different city, like there's going to be someone to be like, why you moved there? Like, don't do that. Like, there's going to be haters in like everywhere you go. So like, if you want to listen to them, like that's up to you, but like I highly recommend don't, because they don't pay your bills, they don't run your life, and they don't control what you do.
Yeah, that reminds me, sorry, I forgot to scroll all the way down, but I had like a little part of my caption. It says, people are going to talk about you no matter what you do, so you might as well do whatever brings you joy and live your best life. So
exactly.
I forgot that part. That was like the part too.
Yes,
but yeah,
100%.
Yeah, like I always have those days like you know, comparing myself to others. So I think that's why I wrote this caption, to remind myself to and just look back on.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. And great job, Des. How close are you to your goal of DM?
Not really close. But you know what? I'm gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Like there's no excuse to why we can't reach DM.
Yeah.
And I don't know, for me, it was like a personal goal too, like to reach DM, like by the end of this month as a birthday present to myself. So my birth month.
It
But,
is, yeah.
we could all do it. No excuses, right?
No
so just keep
excuses.
working. And your non-negotiables too. I need to be more consistent. So.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
All right. Anyone else want to share? I know we're like at almost 8:50, so I want to be like respectful of time. And I don't know how much more I have on this thing. It never tells me. So.
Sorry, I talk too much.
No, we all talk a lot. Good thing Nicole's not on this call. She would like talk everyone off. No, love her, but anyways, Jess or Angela, do you want to share real quick?
Yeah, sure. So for the most part, I agree with what Millie and what Des had said about comparing myself to others, and also having to like remember that I'm still pretty new at this. This is only my second month, and so it's there's always going to be the one person on Instagram that seems to get like a bajillion followers after a week or whatever, and I just have to let that roll off my back. But what's really funny is after hearing Des read her Instagram post and you talking about how you always consistently see the same people watching your stories, what I've noticed is the people that have at the beginning of my, like when I first announced that I was doing this, that I had people come up to me and say, well, why are you doing that? Don't you know this is a scam? Don't you know this, or whatever? But they're the ones that are consistently watching like all my stories. And so it's like, okay, I'm just waiting for the day where they're like, okay, I'm going to give this a try. Sure. Why not? And so I think that just goes along with what you're talking about, just being consistent and showing that like, yeah, this is the brand that I'm using, that I love, that is changing my life. So that's all.
Yeah. And I'll say like to that point of like the same people, like I definitely encourage you guys to like look like before the 24 hours is up to like look at like who's viewing your stories and just like do it for like a week. Like just look at who's viewing it, and I guarantee you it's probably going to be the same like 10, 15, 20 people that's literally viewing every single story. Like look at like till the end. Like, so if you have like 10 slides, like look at the 10th one, and I guarantee you that group of people is probably going to be the same group of people that finishes the next 10 the next day, or the next 5 the next day. Like they are consistently watching and they're wondering and they're ready to go, but they're not. So like, even if you feel like, okay, I need to reach out to this person because I've seen them watch my story for a week straight, like go for it. Like be like, hey, I've noticed that you've been watching my story. Like, don't worry, I'm not stalking you. Like, I just noticed you've been watching my story. Like, do you have any questions? Like, I'd be more than happy to explain things to you or talk to you more about it. Like, or I noticed that you finished my entire blurb about the skincare line. Like, would you be interested in trying it? Like, those are really great ways to like kind of like shimmy your way into a conversation with people, because they literally watch your entire story. So like they should know that like as a good consultant, you're probably looking at those stories and you're probably seeing like, okay, this same person viewed my story all the way through. Like, are they interested? Like, I'm going to reach out and find out. So I highly encourage like for like the next week, like do this as like your tester week, like consistently post every single day this week, even if it's just 1 or 2 slides. And I will guarantee that it's going to be the same people watching it. And then on Friday, like see, was it the same like 5, 10, 15 people? And then reach out to those people and be like, hey, I saw you view my story. Like, what's up? Got questions? You want to try stuff? Like whatever you want to say. But I guarantee you like it's going to be the same people because they're interested. They just don't want to reach out yet. So yeah. But yeah, great point. And you're still new, Jess. So like, don't get hard on yourself. Like, I feel like I've seen people that like, they reach DM in 2 days and I'm like, okay, like how the hell did you do that? Like you probably had people lined up and then you like signed up and you're like, okay, order. So realistically, I don't think that's real, but you know, these are building months. So like build your business, try all the products, build up your why. And get more comfortable with being on camera, because like people honestly like to see your face. Like they don't want to just see the products all the time. They want to see like you using it and you like talking about it. Like if it's even just to show people like, this is how I make my morning protein shake or my green wellness shot, or I'm going to take my mind health before I go study for a few hours, or like whatever it may be. People like to see you, but I would say not too much of you. So you got to find like that balance of like what's too much and like what's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was a lot. Sorry. Angela, do you want to share anything?
So with that, I don't really like, of course I compare myself to other people, but my main thing is the self-doubt. Like, oh, what if I reach DM and then next month I failed, or I can't like maintain DM, or I start having a team and then people are quitting, they don't show up, and I start to like lose that balance and start giving up. It's like those are my main fears right now. I know it hasn't happened yet, but it creeps up and I just start thinking about it. It's like, oh my god, so I have to like actually set up like a, I don't know what's that called, the launch on Facebook for them. What if I don't do it right? What if this? What if that? It's all those what ifs. So it's not really me compare myself to other girls who are on the top. It's just myself doubting myself. So that's my main problem and my struggle. And also like, yeah, I need to like find a way to reach out to people.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say like with that, like, because like I hit DM at the end of June, and then like July, or God, what month? No, May. Oh my God, I don't even know what month it is. The end of May, and then June, I didn't hit my maintenance. Like June was just like a horrible month. Like I didn't hit it. I like got really close, but like at the end of the day, didn't hit it. And like because it was still technically a building month, it didn't affect me. But I mean, and then I kind of like read more into it, like the what if of like, what if you don't hit it? And I think you have to, I think if you don't hit it, it's either 3 or 6 months in a row, then you lose your title. But your title will stay the same, so people can still view you as like a DM, but your pay would go down if you don't hit it more than 3 months. And then after 6 months, like you lose the title as well as the pay too. So like there is like a couple of months there that like if you just have like a really bad month, like you don't hit it, like it's not the end of the world, but it's definitely like always make that a goal to like always hit that maintenance, and then of course like hit higher and higher. So like this month I already hit maintenance and I went above it, so like I'm safe this month, but I don't view it as like I'm safe. Like I view it as like I want to push further into like the next level. So I would try not to get so scared of that. Yes, it is a scary thing to think about, but don't think of like, again, don't think about the numbers. Just keep doing your reach out. Just keep approaching people. Just keep talking about it. And I guarantee like those, you know, scary numbers will turn into like huge sales and more QV. And then even if there's like little sales, like if you have 10 little sales, like that's better than like one big sale. So, you know, just think about it in terms of like that, and don't always look at the numbers. Like think about the amount of people that you're impacting versus the amount of numbers that you're selling, or the amount of reach outs that you're doing. And then I would just say like all of your what ifs, like I'm sure Nicole and Kristen and Angela all had those same fears, and like they just had to kind of like essentially get over it, because now they have great teams. And like even Nicole, like there's people, like if you look at our group chat, there's so many people on that group chat and you don't see half of them on here. So like those people are not showing up for themselves, they're not showing up for us. And so like they made that choice to just not do that anymore, like whatever they're doing. But the fact that you're here and you're talking with us, like that means that like you have more dedication and like you want to build and grow yourself more, instead of just like sitting on a group chat and sitting on a team and not doing anything. So I think you're already winning the fact that you're on this call, you're with us, you're listening, and you're learning and growing at the same time. So I know there's so many what ifs, there's so many doubts, but essentially you have to just get over them, and whatever process that means for you, you have to, let that go internally and just fail forward, like Millie said, and just keep pushing forward, and not get so bogged down by like the what ifs and the numbers. So yeah, I'm like really tired, so I'm probably not making any sense right now.
You make sense.
Okay, thanks. Well, it's almost 9. So does anyone have any other questions or comments or any closing remarks that you want to give before we sign off? Any last minute motivation?
Group picture?
Yeah. I'm really exhausted, but I'll take it. Here. Wait, Millie, you have to be on it. God, don't. Okay. Oh, fix myself. Okay. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. I think I saw it. Yep. I even see you, Millie. Good job. All right. I know. All right, guys. Well, we have, what did you say, 10 more days, Millie, left in the month? 10 more days? 9 more days? Okay, we have 9 more days. That a lot can happen in 9 days. A lot can happen in 1 day. So just remember, you are more than capable of hitting your goals this month, whatever they may be. And just keep pushing forward. Don't worry about the numbers. Worry about focus more on the amount of people that you're reaching out or impacting, reaching out to. And if you get into a slump and you start comparing yourself to whoever, reach out to the group. Like, we want to know how you guys are feeling, questions, concerns. Like, I feel like this time of the month is like huge for like, the self-doubt, the questions, the concerns. So like, put them on the group chat. Like, we want to hear from you guys. Like, I don't want the group chat to be silent at all for the next 9 days. Like, I want us to all talk and like really conversate with each other. And I'm sure Nicole agrees as well. So whatever you got, post it. And I want to see every single one of you posting on your Instagrams this whole week. So even if it's just 2 slides, I don't care. Post, make that promise to yourself, make that challenge to yourself to post every single day this week about anything and everything. Even if it's just you taking a wellness shot, you making your protein shake, or you talking about the next healthy living group or the skincare line, whatever it may be, every single day, starting tomorrow until our next meeting on Monday. I want to see a post every single day. Okay, can we all commit to that?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. All right, guys. So it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to go pass out.
Thank you.
Of course. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you feel more motivated. I hope that the self-doubt is slowly going away. I know it'll take time. And also register for Impact Tour. If you weren't able to go to GTC, this is like a mini GTC. And I know it can only push your business further. And also we're going to be able to meet some of our like celebrity crushes that we follow on Instagram because they'll be there. So sign up for it. We're probably all going to carpool either from like the Sacramento, Stockton area and then also from the Greater Bay Area. So I think we're going to have like 2 or 3 cars going. So register. Once everyone registers, we'll figure out the hotel situation and then we'll figure out the carpool situation. So, but register by the end of this month to get the early bird pricing. All right, guys. Well, have a great rest of your night. And I'll talk to you guys on Wednesday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.